What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Free Game. This is just a recap of last night's Super Bowl. Kansas City Chiefs defeat the San Francisco 49ers 22-25 in overtime, and we're going to go through it. I'll give you my thoughts and opinions. But first, let's go through the stats. Brock Purdy, 23 of 38, 255 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 0 fumbles. For a second-year quarterback, first year in the Super Bowl, it's pretty good. Now, Patrick Mahomes, on the other side, 34 for 46, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, QBR of 99.3. Now, on the other side, the rushing, Christian McCaffrey had a hell of a game, 22 rushes for 80 yards. He had a touchdown through the air and off of a trick play. Coaching-wise, they schemed it up correctly. Both coaches, Shanahan, Andy Reid, had their hands full today. So now that we got through the stats, let's just kind of talk about my opinion on the Super Bowl. I was going for the Chiefs. I just feel like if Patrick Mahomes is alive and he's able to play, you never bet against him, right? Going up against a young quarterback, it's his second year in the league, Mr. Irrelevant, last pick in the draft, going up against a 2-time Super Bowl champ already, on the verge of going back-to-back. We all know Patrick Mahomes right now is the greatest quarterback playing, and it's not even close, right? With all that being said, I kind of want to talk about the 49ers for a second before I talk about the Chiefs. So there's a stat about NFL quarterbacks making their Super Bowl debut. All the quarterbacks who've made their Super Bowl debut and lost in that Super Bowl has never went back. Okay? If there was a time for the 49ers to win the Super Bowl, it was this time. They had the perfect team. You have Christian McCaffrey. You have Deebo Samuel. You have Fred Warner on the defensive side. You have Chase Young on the defensive side, like Brandon Ayuk on the offensive side. Their team was loaded, and it was loaded all year, right? Brock Purdy is a good quarterback, a very good quarterback. And that 49ers team played the best that they could. It's just the fact that you're going up against them. You're going up against a person who has been there, done that, and can make plays happen just like Tom Brady. And that person's Patrick Mahomes, right? As far as the Chiefs go, back-to-back Super Bowl champs. Here's the scary part about the Chiefs. This year, there was a lot of scrutiny going around them with receivers not being able to catch the ball. That was a big thing, right? They don't have the weapons that they had. Same thing last year when what happened when they traded Tyreek Hill. They don't have any weapons but Travis Kelce. And I felt like this is the year that the Chiefs wouldn't even make it to the AFC Championship. The way that it was looking, right? Their team just didn't look appealing. Offensively, it just didn't look right. And defensively, you remember the beginning of the year, Chris Jones was holding out for a contract. So you have all these things happening. You have, the drop passes. You have the Taylor Swift, whatever you want to call it. You have Chris Jones holding out in the first game. Andy Reid might retire. All that happened, and they still won a Super Bowl against a really good team. That's scary. Now, I don't know who's going to come back. I don't know who's going to return. I don't know who they're going to add. But if they add maybe another weapon on the offensive side to go along with Travis Kelce and Isaiah Pacheco, I don't see anybody beating them, man. I don't see anybody beating the Chiefs. As long as Patrick Mahomes is healthy, if he's playing, if his throwing arm is good, I don't see anybody beating them. I don't. They beat the Ravens. Lamar Jackson's an MVP. Beat them. They beat a really good 49ers team in the Super Bowl. Somebody's going to have to load up to knock down this team. Either that or somebody's going to have to leave from the Chiefs. One of the big pieces. But the problem is they don't really have big pieces other than Travis Kelce and Isaiah Pacheco. McCole Hardman was a great pickup. Rice played very well in the Super Bowl. He caught some really clutch passes. And Travis Kelce. Down the stretch, he's going to get his. I know he had a deal with Andy Reid in the Super Bowl. He bumped him saying, give me the ball. But that's just competitors, man. That's just what they do. But, yeah, I don't see anybody beating the Chiefs next year. Will they three-peat? That would be crazy. My projection, it's so tough, because right now it's just you're off a Super Bowl high saying, this team went back-to-back. It's looking like the Patriots with Tom Brady when they won 6. If everybody comes back, right, I can see them three-peating. I really can. Now, I think you still have to sign Travis Kelce to a bigger contract. So we're going to have to go through with that. But, yeah, I mean, the dude's amazing, man. Patrick Mahomes is amazing. As far as the GOAT conversation, I don't think he's there yet. But if he continues to go down this trajectory of constantly making AFC championships, constantly making Super Bowl appearances, constantly winning Super Bowls at that, you're going to have to give it up to him. You're going to have to give it up to him. I mean, in this generation, right, you go from Brady, who was a decisive so-called game manager, just clutch. You felt really good when the ball's in his hands down the stretch, right? And then you have Patrick Mahomes, who is kind of a mixture of, a Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, to where his mindset is Tom, but his skill set is Aaron. And he still has, mobility. He made some clutch plays down the stretch. I think in overtime it was 4th and 1, and he scrambled. And everybody, Tony Romo and CBS are just like, you got to give, Pat the ball in this situation. I feel like any other coach who was coaching 4th and 1, right? You're probably going to hand it off to Pacheco. But you have so much trust in Pat to where he's been here, he's done that. He's the best player in the world. Let him make or break you. And he proved it, man. He proved it. So for all the other people out there who have favorite NFL teams, right? I'm a basketball guy, so I really haven't been, in the NFL pretty much, but I'm rolling with Pat, man. I'm a Chiefs fan because you can't beat him, right? He finds a way. He does crazy things on the field. He's so smart. He's cool, calm, and collected. So for all the other NFL teams out there, if you have any chance of winning, you're going to have to pray that Pat Mahomes is healthy. And that's stupid to say. That's really mean to say. But it's the truth, man. It's the truth. So from the outside looking in, I know I don't have a lot of information about football, but as a fan, just as a fan of sports, he's him, yo. Patrick Mahomes is him. And I can't see anybody else over topping that at all. But as the 49ers, you're going to have to sign Brock Purdy to a hefty contract. Now, a lot of people are still questioning Brock. You know, I kind of have some questions as well, but not as mean as like mainstream media and ESPN and those guys. I just think that he is a safe quarterback, right? And what I mean by that is he's a quarterback who's not going to make any mistakes, right? He's not going to chance anything. You know, he's a game manager. Let's just be real. He's a game manager. But that's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? Being a game manager is almost, for some teams, a good thing. You'd rather have somebody who isn't going to put yourself in harm's way, throw crazy passes, you know, turn the ball over a bunch of times, and just have somebody to manage the game, manage the clock, know what's going on, know where to put his receivers. You know, he's a safe QB. I think the real question is Kyle Shanahan. Can he get over the hump? You know, now he is 0-3 in Super Bowls. I'm not saying, you know, fire the man, right? But you gotta win, man. You gotta win. You were up 10 and you elected to receive the ball first. I mean, I do have a problem with that. You know, if I was a coach and I was facing Pat, right? And the Chiefs, y'all have the ball. Y'all have the ball, right? Because then you can gauge whether you can be aggressive on 4th and 1 or not, you know? And the 49ers had a really great defense. Really great defense. First half, they were shutting shit down. But, you know, getting the ball first on overtime, you're giving a trained assassin the ability to know if he needs a field goal or a touchdown. And you seen what happened, man. You seen what happened. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the game. You know, I just feel like we're looking at another dynasty. The way that I'm looking at the scope of the NFL, the teams in the AFC, the NFC, if y'all don't load up quick, they will three-peat. I'm going to tell you that right now. If y'all don't load up quick, the Chiefs will three-peat. And don't let them get a solid receiver because they have the running back position under control. Pacheco's a hell of a running back. He runs like a psycho. Travis Kelce is one of the best tight ends ever. And you have the greatest quarterback in this generation, possibly top 3 of all time, minimum. If you don't load up now, they're going to three-peat. And there's nothing you can do about it. So that's the game. The halftime show was fire. You know what I mean? Usher killed it, you know, with the dancing, bringing out Alicia Keys, bringing out Luda, Lil Jon, will.i.am. It's crazy. A lot of people, you know, I watched the Super Bowl at my father-in-law's house, right? And a lot of people were there that like were familiar with Usher and they really didn't know his songs like that. And they were just like, well, you know, it was okay. And I just wanted to just get up and leave, dog, because that was fire. That was a fire halftime performance. Probably like top 6 halftime performances for sure. But I'm going to give my way, way, way too early Super Bowl predictions for next year. And let's see how close I get. out of the AFC, I'm going to go the Chiefs. I can't bet against Pat Mahomes, man. I can't. So I'm going to go the Chiefs out of the AFC. And then out of the NFC, I'm not going to Cowboys. I don't think it's going to be a repeat of this year's Super Bowl simply because of that crazy stat. Any quarterback who has made a Super Bowl debut and lost has never came back. And I'm going to continue with that stat. But in the NFC, God, this is tough. I want to say the Eagles. Because I don't think they're going to make the same mistake as last time, which is, getting off to a crazy start. What was it like 6-1, 10-1, and then just go down the drain. I feel like they are, with Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, they keep those guys. I feel like they can come out of the NFC. But I'll go Chiefs-Eagles rematch for next year. That is going to be my way, way, way too early playoff prediction. Not playoff prediction, Super Bowl prediction for next year. And I think that's it. So that was a Super Bowl recap. Just a little short video. Just getting some stuff out there. But yeah, the Chiefs are on their way to doing something that we've seen before with the Patriots. If Patrick Mahomes does three-peat and win the Super Bowl MVP again, I think it's going to be as close as MJ and LeBron when it comes to GOAT debate. The Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes comparisons are going to be that close, right? And a lot of you old heads may not agree about MJ and LeBron, but I think it's going to get that close if he three-peats. Don't matter the rings. I know Brady's got 7, but if we're basing off the information right now, and if he continues that trajectory, I don't see how you can't compare him to Tom Brady at this time, based on trajectory, right? Only time will tell, but if he does three-peat, it's going to be that close to like MJ LeBron. But that's it for the video. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, hit the like button, check out all the other videos and the shorts and the podcast. We're going to come out with more content coming soon, and we will continue to get the co-host back, Coda, Carlos, Jello. We're just working on a situation where we're going to shoot it, what mics we're going to get, but it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.